Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
TV, we did TV, and the TV show is so much very fun, and we like to do the TV. We were on TV today.
A lot of fun.
It was awesome.
You killed, though. You slayed.
There is nothing.
There will be an offer.
There is nothing more humbling than to take a medium that puts weight on you and then transfer pictures of that medium onto Facebook.
Yes.
So you have a photograph from a television that is transferred again, putting even more weight. And I will tell you, there is never a time when I am more aware of my heinous, overweight body. And somebody said, "Hey, Mike." So I just want to fill in the blanks because guys are going to go, "Then why don't you do something about it?" Yeah, well, why don't you lick my bag while I'm doing that? The fact is...
Well, the fact is that process turns a medium into an extra large.
So we were on Channel 5,
Yes.
the Fox station here in Washington, D.C., with our dear friend Annie Yu and Allison and Wisdom and all the good people, and Sue. Really, really, really sweet people and very kind to us.
Sarah, actually.
Sarah Simmons. I'm not Sue Simmons. It's Sarah Simmons. And really,
and Drew
really,
Tuma in the weather booth.
Yeah, Drew Tuma, who I don't know that well.
And Fitz. Well, Drew's new.
Drew Tuma didn't... He wasn't a chatty Cathy.
Well, the problem is that I think Drew Tuma has started since you've moved to Florida, so you haven't had a lot of chance to get to know him. And Mike, it is a Tuma.
And who was the loud
Not
guy?
a Tuma.
Who was the loud guy?
Fitz.
Fitz?
Fitz.
Do we know what his name is?
I'll find out.
Can we look him up, please?
Yes, absolutely.
Fitz.
We could probably just open a window and he's
Hi, how
yelling.
are you?
What about what you almost
I think
said?
his name is Fitz Burgundy. I think so. You know, hey, we can't help it. There are people that make impressions on us.
That's
and
true.
Fitz was the guy for me. I mean, here I was sitting there over at Channel 5 getting ready to promote my book and figure out the whole way how I can get my pals to get TV time. And I knew when they mic'd me up and they didn't give you guys microphones that it was going to be difficult. And so I said, I will devise a strategy. And then when the casual sex segment came on, and I was able, the brilliant idea hit me that I could put Oscar on the set and Rob on the set simultaneously, so we all got on television today.
Great work.
And meanwhile, as the minute that Oscar and I shared the screen, everyone in D.C. started adjusting their hold because they said there is something wrong with my set.
What I thought was interesting is, and again, you've done it more than any of us here.
Right.
When you get on that set, it's hard to kind of engage with people that already have built-in chemistry. So you have to pick and choose your your times. And when
you're
you wanna
immediately
get
awkward.
in.
You're immediately awkward. There's nothing that can change that. You're on a television set, and it's very difficult to be comfortable.
What I loved is that I mentioned this to you on the ride over, that for a moment there, I was sitting there and I felt like I was watching a show because you do such a great job of being on that program and commanding the room. And the other side of it was that the segments that lined up while you were promoting the book had everything to do with things that were the antithesis of who we are. Right?
Exactly.
They had a segment on casual sex.
Yeah, a protein bar, which is a healthy restaurant.
Protein bar.
And then this Fitz guy, who I can't seem to bring up on Chrome, but let's just call him Fitz. He's coming in talking about current events.
It was the Fitz file.
The Fitz files.
And
Yes.
we have limited amounts of time on television, but I mine for gold when I go into these things because they say so many things that are that we always pick apart in the privacy of our own homes. And so when it was the Fitz file on Fox 5, I was so tempted to go, "Hey, the Fitz file on Fox 5! What a fabulous, funny, fantastic!" And I just said, "But Fitz, really, in private life, Fitz is really quite a mother." But no, he was a fine man.
They've actually taken efforts to revamp the grass on the National Mall.
He was a loud guy.
So they're going to move it over to the trees.
And he had eyebrows. He had these eyebrows the whole time. Where it was just
How
like,
great was Annie Yu?
Annie Yu was fantastic. Oscar getting us back on track. Annie is the greatest. Annie is the greatest, and I love Allison. I always have.
Yeah, she's
and
the best.
and you know, Sarah is a wonderful lady too. And Wisdom's a friend of Rob's.
Yeah,
on
actually,
Facebook.
really?
We Facebook a couple
Wisdom Martin.
back and forth because I watch Fox 5
Yes.
every morning, and when Wisdom does something, I comment on it.
Aw.
He recognized me when I walked in, so I felt pretty good. That was
Pretty
nice.
cool.
He's a good
Pretty
guy.
cool.
So, you know, it's not like we can send you back to watch it again. This was live television. So we were promoting the book and promoting the fact that we're going to be at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern Thursday night from 6:30 till 8 o'clock signing our book. And hopefully this will get a few more folks from the area. Book sales are going well. We are really happy with that. We want you to try harder. It's the birthday season, so make sure you give the open mic book to people as gifts.
Because it's your birthday, it's birthday season?
no, a lot of people
You know,
have
Mike, there are
birthdays.
people are born
A lot of people have
Throughout the
birthdays
year.
throughout the year.
No, but I mean, you know why I call it the birthday
Why?
season? Because I celebrate a birthday. My mother-in-law celebrates a birthday. Catherine's birthday is June 9th.
For you, it's
Elizabeth's
birthday season.
Elizabeth's
Yeah.
birthday is July 11th, and my son Michael's birthday is July 19th. So for me, it is birthday season.
I wonder when Tom
a lot of
Fitzgerald's
birthdays.
birthday is.
Is that his name? Okay, stop. I'd like to be invited back.
I would too.
I would like to be invited
I follow
back.
him, Mike. I follow him on Twitter. He's at
I-
FitzFox5DC.
I have another question.
He
One,
just made an impression on us. We can't
He
help
did.
ourselves. We're awed by TV people, and you know, he did.
Mike was coming. He goes, look, when I come back to Fox 5, I'm going to come up with my own book.
Yeah, I said because
Yes.
because when I know myself, know thyself. That's
Exactly.
the key. You know you're fat. Rob made the first fat joke. We don't, and the jokes don't cut it. I mean, the jokes really don't. You're fat and you can't help it, and it's embarrassing, and it never feels good to be on TV because you look too fat. And I know I'm too fat, and it sucks. But that's the reality that we all face.
The camera adds 10 pounds, and I counted 4 cameras.
It's not your fault.
But I want to also address. We'll get into the body of the show. I'll address the whole weight thing. There was a thread on the fan page that I jumped on very quickly.
Okay.
I rarely do that with a guy saying that we were showing disdain for Oscar. I will do. I explained it to him online. I will explain it on the show.
Good.
In a little more effective way. But the fact is, I'm saying to Oscar as we're coming back, I said, okay, well, we need another excuse to go on TV, so I'll come back with a weight loss book in a year and go on that set.
And have a before and after.
A before and after,
Yeah.
because they could
Maybe-
show the
maybe
pictures of
2
that.
years.
Maybe 2. You got it. Start the damn show.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world. Moss Eisley Spaceport. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
How long have you had these droids?
About 3 or 4 seasons.
They're up for sale if you want them.
Let me see your identification.
You don't need to see his identification.
We don't need to see his identification.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
He can go about his business.
You can go about your business.
Move along.
Move along. Move along.
I can't understand how we got by those troops. I thought we were dead.
The Force can have a strong influence on the weak-minded.
Do you really think we're gonna find a pilot here that'll take us to Alderaan?
Most of the best freighter pilots that will be found here only watch your step. This place can be a little rough.
I'm ready for anything.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, here's Mike.
Why the Star Wars, Rob?
I had a record I wanted to play. This is called Are You a Hypnotist by the Flaming Lips. It's a great song, but I
Right.
wanted to do something that related to it.
Okay.
And he's using the Force to hypnotize those guys.
Makes me realize in the movie Star Wars and all the Star Wars movies, just the sounds that
Amazing.
they concocted themselves. Absolutely incredible.
Really reinvented the way sound in movies worked.
We are live from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, broadcasting all over the planet. planet. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 24 million downloads. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and we are heard over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks!
You know what, Mike? You're going to like today's listener of the day because he's a very simplistic name.
Really?
Hey, dog.
Dog?
Dog.
That's it?
That's it.
Dog?
Dog. Regular caller, big supporter of the show. A P1.
Oh, my
hey,
God.
dog.
It's
what up, dog?
Is he the bounty hunter?
He is not the bounty hunter.
All right, very
He's
good.
a guy who enjoys the auction a lot.
Oh, that's good. The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners in the world. Why?
Why, Mike?
Because they get it. We want to tell you about a brand new sponsor of the Mike O'Mara Show and an incredible new app that I think you're all going to enjoy. It's called Hotel Tonight. Now, Hotel Tonight is an app that can help you save a tremendous amount of money. I think Oscar's already used it.
Yeah, loved it.
Hotels try to sell out of rooms every day, but when they don't, they offer great same-day deals on rooms that would otherwise go empty. Hotel Tonight lets you find those rooms. Next time I come through D.C., I'm using Hotel Tonight.
Excellent.
All you have to do is download the free app to your smartphone or tablet. You can search by location and hotel category. I love their categories.
The best.
Lux, hip, solid, basic.
Solid, baby.
I love that. I love that. You booked a Lux, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you get great deals, and it takes such little time. This is why this app is really one of the best in the business. Booking takes 10 seconds. 3 taps and a swipe. That's it. The list is never overwhelming because Hotel Tonight keeps it easy to make your life easy. And they have the low price guarantee as well. Here's what I want you to do. Check out Hotel Tonight. Get $25 off the first time you use Hotel Tonight when you use our code TMOS25. But you must use that code. Please remember that. TMOS25. You use that code, you get the discount, you help our show. You know how the drill works.
Exactly.
Go to the Apple Store, the App Store, the Google Play Store, and download Hotel Tonight right now for any smartphone or tablet. You can launch the app and use our special code when you register by entering TMOS25 in the promo box to get $25 off your first booking at Hotel Tonight. All right. Well, hail. The gang's all here. We had a great little TV appearance today.
Hey,
It was
we
a lot
had a
of fun.
great time at that party.
Great time at that party. You know, I mentioned the people that we know in this town in media that help us promote things we want to promote. Annie Yu is one of them. Also, EB yesterday on the Junkies. And unfortunately, in this business of show, I hope they stay employed for 30 more years.
Yeah, I think that'd be nice.
Because the one thing I do know about the broadcast business is, you know, longevity, career longevity is a very, very rare thing. I mean, the fact that Don and I lasted as long as we lasted, that is an anomaly. That doesn't happen normally. And I'm very proud that the Junkies have had a very long radio career. And I'm more proud to be walking around and talking about this book that we are selling, which tells the story about reinvention, which it does, and how we kept this thing going. And it's been a lot of fun. And I think it's given us a
remarkable.
chance to reflect on it a little bit.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely,
And,
yeah.
And that's cool. We want to see a huge group of people tomorrow night at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern. So please come out. We're going to be out there at 6:30 till 8, and we'll be signing copies of Open Mic from Corporate Radio to New Media, the story of the Mike O'Mara Show.
By the way, about a second and a half after you plugged Jimmy's on the appearance this morning on Channel 5, I thought I had a blood clot in my leg, and it was a vibrating weird sensation.
Oh, Jimmy.
texted me 6 times saying thank you within a minute.
Well, he's done it. You know what? He does it for us.
He does.
done
He
it for
always
us.
does.
He does it for us a lot, and you know when you
Wears
get
the
those,
hat, talks about the show,
Brings the goose.
kills.
you get those bright lights, and you can forget. And one of the things that is frustrating is, I know for you guys, if you had gone there as much as you support me and you reap the benefits of this book because it's your book as well. But the fact is, when you make the effort to go into a TV station, the attitude is, I wanted the show on TV today.
That was very sweet of
I
you.
didn't
It
want
was.
me on TV.
Yeah, I thought I
today.
was just your driver. I'm like, you know what?
You were extraordinarily.
driving this
That
guy.
was your prime directive going in.
Absolutely, 100%. Because you
You
know
told
what?
every producer they're coming in with me, right?
Well,
right.
you know what? Because they will. You have to pound it
You do.
home.
You do.
And if you don't, you can completely swim in Lake Me in that situation, and it won't happen. The challenge was because first Annie came to me and said. Once we established that, I said, what about my guys? Can I bring them on set? And then Annie said, okay, we're going to have them stand off to the side. And then she mentioned handheld microphone. And as soon as she said handheld microphone, I'm like, zang.
Yeah.
That's
Good
it.
to go.
It's
They're
gonna,
thinking
it's gonna
ahead.
be good to go.
Right.
Then I look over to the side, and you guys are just standing there.
Well, they
And
mic'd Rob up, which is great. They only had one extra mic, so they mic'd Rob.
Okay, so they didn't do the handheld thing
No,
for
no,
both
they
of
didn't
you.
do the handheld.
And I had a great moment with the producer when
this
she
was
said,
awkward.
"Yeah, do you want to clip this on?" And I did, and she says, "Or you could go through your shirt so you don't see the wire."
You moron.
And I said, I apologize. Not my primary area of expertise, television.
So it was fun and good to get the word out. And in this day and age, it's nice to go into a TV studio, a local TV studio that's got that freeform thing going on, where you can kind of riff. God, do I love
It's
that.
their relatively new show. It's their
I
10
love
o'clock
that.
Good Day DC.
I really do love that.
We got to see some familiar faces. Kevin McCarthy was there when we
Oh,
arrived.
BDK!
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It would have been so great if you guys had been about 6 minutes earlier.
Rob and BDK go back a long way with the most
You come in
awkward
and seeing us in that green room, you look like a semicolon.
What was your greeting like with him? I am curious
I
about
said-
that, you ass.
Hi, Kevin.
Is that how you said it?
Hi, Kevin. But you know what? Actually, it was not as bad as it might have been.
Well, I think that we learned from Kevin when he was there. He's just the nicest guy. We were
He is-
reminded
Rob,
of that.
Rob, I don't know what the issue is. He is unquestionably
The skinniest man I've ever seen.
He's one of the nicest men. Now we'll get to that in a second because we are being called out. You specifically.
He
are
was
being
so
called out.
welcoming and kind. I was reminded. I knew that he was always kind and nice because I would see him around the station.
Right.
But when I saw him today, I'm like, this guy's still the same nice guy.
He was, you know what? It pains me greatly to say it. He was very, very cool today and very, very into the fact
Please
that
explain,
we were there.
Please explain why it pains you.
Because
please explain
in the
that.
past,
Sheer
I've referred
jealousy.
to him as a disease called cancer. But it was based on the
explain
fact
yourself.
it
I'm
was
giving you the
I'm getting there.
opportunity.
I'm
All right.
getting there. It was based on the fact that we've shared moments on the air with him, and I have felt in the past on the radio with Kevin, he doesn't do what he should do to accelerate the program in a forward motion. In fact, he's more like a Jake brake on a large 18-wheeler.
But wouldn't you say that his body of work has proved you wrong?
I would say his body of work has proved that he has improved greatly.
Well,
But you know, there are certain things that you can do to broadcast partners that's always fun. And one is Mike one time had to cut out early for, I think, something to see for your daughter's school. And
Right.
for the last hour of the school, you said, my chair will be filled by Beth Ann and Kevin McCarthy. And you left me there with that.
I did it on purpose.
Of
didn't
course
I?
you did. And I would do the same thing to you because it's an interesting situation
That'd be
to be
fun
in.
to listen to.
But it wasn't a lot of fun to do. And you know what? That's really the main situation.
I think you got to give Kevin a little more credit because that might have been Beth Ann doing that.
Well, she was just as bad.
She was the
I
X
did that.
Factor, clearly.
just as bad.
I did that. Now we throw her under the bus because she's not here.
Yeah.
But speaking of
Well,
the,
she's a different kind of cancer, Mike.
yes. Speaking
Perhaps
of the weight thing,
leukemia. I don't know.
I think our friend Mr. McIntyre might have taken it down. I'm not quite sure. But yesterday, a guy put up the fact that we've been showing disdain for our man Oscar
What?
because he's thin.
No.
And
No.
I was trying to explain to this guy. Oh, here it is. Sam Thomas writes this. On the fan
Hey,
page.
Sam.
He's very opinionated.
Yeah.
Good fan, but very
hey,
opinionated.
Sam Thomas writes this,
Sam.
and I rarely respond right away.
Haven't
Normally,
seen this, by the way.
normally I will
Me
really
neither.
pause, but Sam Thomas writes yesterday, love the show, but holy hell, the disdain is shown for those who have some discipline with their diet and exercise. All right. Let me read it again.
Okay.
Love the show, but holy hell, the disdain shown for those who have some discipline with their diet and exercise. God forbid an athletic apparel company would actually cater to people who care about their personal health. I mean,
Wow.
that's an asshole statement.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
Making
really.
an observation.
And but it's just, hey, dude. Yeah. So he goes on, and he doesn't go on. He actually, that starts the thread.
Okay.
And right away I took issue because I'm like, disdain. That's a word that I don't care for.
No, it's it's an ugly word, is what it is.
And so it's just something that it falls into the category of what I say every single day because they get it, and it's a question of getting it. And I went, sorry, Sam, but I gotta get it in here.
Because it's a thing.
Ba-dum.
It's a pun.
We do a comedy radio show. I have nothing but tremendous respect and admiration for people who are in superior shape. And that's what look. I hate it when I have to
On
get
the
heavy.
rare
But the
instance
fact is,
that you meet someone who's in better shape than you.
yes, those rare occasions. I'm walking through Georgetown with Oscar, and Oscar's in reasonably good shape,
Excellent shape.
But the fact is, there are tons of people around this area that are in great shape, and if we are, if it came across as disdain, it is admiration. It is jealousy, if it's anything. And I do not have disdain. My God, there's not a day that goes by where I don't regret that I'm not, carrying less weight around. I would love to, look like these people that are 25 years old.
Do you think maybe he's commenting on the fact that, and I think I lead this charge more than you.
He's discriminating against fat people.
I yell at Oscar because Oscar, even when he eats, doesn't know how to eat well.
Well, no, but you see, you and I are different. We have to separate here.
Right,
because
right.
The part about the part about disdain, and I added on here. I said, have you not heard the mocking that the fat guys get on the show?
True
I
enough.
said, that's what we do.
Yeah,
So if we're giving Oscar crap about it because he gives us crap about being fat, that's the show, buddy.
That is the show.
That's the show. I mean, you should. So is this? Let me just correct it. Sam Thomas, are you a guy that's in really good physical shape and you're worried about somebody's balls getting busted? You incredible narcissistic douche. Are you telling me that seriously you think that we have to be mindful of the sensitive nature of the people that are in great shape? No, we don't.
It's not a show, Sam.
Now,
And Sam, it's
we're-
not a show based on praise.
We're winning.
They win.
The people in shape are already winning.
Win. They win when they wake up in the morning.
They've already won. They've won. Oscar wins.
Yeah, I said, have you heard the mocking that the fat guys get on the show? The show is three guys busting each other's balls.
If you guys lost a lot of weight, I don't know. I don't think I'd be comfortable with that. I don't know.
And
Would you be
Oscar,
able to-
that's why I put the weight back on. I didn't like seeing you unhappy.
We all dish it out, and we all have to take it. I have no disdain for either Oscar or Rob. And then I said my last line, lighten up, Sam. And
That's another pun.
Right, and Sam chose not to respond.
Oh, he's busy.
Because
He might have been at the gym.
Because Sam has his strong opinions and
At his CrossFit box.
and so what's that?
He might have been at his CrossFit box.
Yeah, so I think
Is that what they call the building?
Yeah, they call them boxes, not gyms.
That's all. I have disdain for that word.
So during the thread he said, and then Sue writes, "What Oscar speaks for the keeping it tight crowd," and Sam says, "Right," and he's routinely mocked for it. Yes, of course. He's routinely mocked like we all are every single day.
Yeah, we killed. To be fair to Mike, we killed Mike yesterday because I thought we had a nice, sensible dinner, and then we went for a nice walk.
Right.
And then he went straight to the vending machine at his hotel.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
We
actually-
killed you for that.
Yeah, you're wrong. It was the gift shop.
Oh, sorry.
But anyway.
And Mike, was it truly a gift?
So Sam says right, and he's routinely mocked for it, despite actually being on the upper end of the average weight range for his height. What, does Sam follow
What?
you around with some sort of scale?
Now,
No, he's
Oscar,
probably
you-
right.
I think Oscar looks wonderful.
If I was going to be in tip-top shape, I could stand to lose 10.
okay,
Solid 10.
Couldn't everybody in the world, save Matt Bloom and Kevin McCarthy, stand to lose time though?
No, I mean, if you really want to call a spade, that's what it would be.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm sorry, but this falls into
Not
the
getting it?
category of not getting it. If you are worried about any of us being mocked, that is what we do. That is at the core of what we do. Oscar busts my balls and Rob's balls
Yeah.
about our weight. We bust his balls about being the metrosexual.
Right on.
It happens all the
I
time.
picked Mike up at the curb today of his hotel.
Yes.
Now, to be clear,
because he didn't want to go over the little rise where we bottomed out yesterday.
and to be clear, as if we need to clarify it, he didn't actually pick him up. He just
Right.
allowed him to get into his car.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure that picking him up would have been a
I mean,
wise
that
move
can't
anyway.
feel good for Mike.
You know, really,
You know what I mean?
to
Hey,
be
I'm on the
honest-
side street. Remember
Right.
yesterday?
The easier.
Not the alley.
I didn't realize that until just this moment.
Oh,
That's
no.
why he picked me up on the street. You know, really, and getting into that car from the curb, I might as well. Really, the easiest way for me to get on it would be to get on my stomach and just crawl in like I'm in a Full Metal Jacket, going underneath the obstacle. That's exactly how I should get into that car. That car is a quarter of an inch off the ground.
It is.
And it's just ridiculously. I didn't realize it's a perfect car for you, but it's, people actually get in. I said, Oscar, when we got back from the television station, I said, if we were driving to Annapolis, I'd have to get out of the car in a wheelchair.
Yeah, we'll send the jaws of life ahead.
It just was not a pleasant experience.
Yeah.
So, once again, I rarely jump in immediately.
Right.
I usually wait, and sometimes people annoy me. This annoyed me.
Well, there you go.
Because I
Got it off your chest.
I want to set the record straight that I completely admire. I mean, tremendous respect. And you know what? It's something that I've got to give a lot of thought to, especially after a day like today. I think about it, but more importantly, I think about the strategies that I have to do psychologically, and it ain't friggin' easy. It's
Right on.
not. It's not easy. For some people, it is easy. It's not easy for Oscar. Oscar's gained a
not
lot of
easy.
weight, but there are people, that are genetically predisposed to it, metabolically predisposed to it, and it sucks.
It
Yeah,
the
speaks
real,
well,
the
though.
real truth of this is that it really, really sucks, and it's a question of will.
Yeah.
And I exercise will in so many areas of my life, and in this area, I am punting it. And
Yeah.
I'm pissed off about it, and I got to do something about it. I really do. And the more I talk on this microphone about it, maybe I'll catch more crap, and that'll hopefully motivate me a little bit more, because I really have to do that.
Mike, neither one of us, you and I, we've not given up yet. We've
No.
not given up.
No.
There's still hope.
Well, I mean, you will do. You're the king of the yo-yo.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have a live show in Reno.
I can
and
do
you'll
tricks.
You'll start to do weight, and then the day after the live show, you start to eat again, and you
during,
don't stop.
Mike, during the show.
During the show,
I'll have the
But,
T-bone.
one of the things Oscar said to me, we had dinner downtown a couple of nights ago, and he was talking about the fact that was his run, that he ran 2 miles, a mile down to the bottom of M Street here on Wisconsin Avenue, and then all the way back up another mile. And that was a 2 mile, and coming up that hill was a
Murder.
bitch.
Yeah.
And so we were about a block and a half from M Street. We talked about that yesterday. And I walked down there yesterday and had dinner at the same place. Had a late lunch, actually. And I said, okay. And I'm sitting there by myself. I'm drinking 2 waters. It's gotten a little bit warmer here in D.C. And I said to myself, okay, this is the moment of truth here.
Oh,
Are
nice.
you gonna? You got every ache and pain in the world. Are you gonna do this? It's hot. And I finally said no cab ride back up the hill. And so probably 3/4 of a mile, probably something like that, maybe a
Easy.
little less. But and straight uphill, and I did it. And it's something that you just. You get that
Gotta
feeling.
do.
But it's got to
That's
be
lucky.
It's got to
because
be
if
all
it hadn't
the
been
time.
a cab, it might have been an ambulance.
No, and I'm not proud of that. I want it. Look, I want it. It's a question of my own head, how I figure out, but I might as well be honest about
Yeah,
it.
true enough.
And I'll take the jokes and the barbs and stuff like that. People do that. My God, there's a cottage industry of it, and I did that to myself. So I'll deal with that. But as far as Sam Thomas, hey, Sam, fuck you. We'll be right back.
What do you get when you mix German chocolate with scotch? Well, cake and cookies, of course. You can listen to Cake and Cookies with Rob and Katie, that's me, each week on the More Network. We're delightful, we're delectable, and it's all debatable. Every Wednesday at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Welcome back to the show. This segment of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our book that we've been promoting lately. If you haven't had, if you had your head in the sand, you might not know about it. It's called Open Mic: From Corporate Radio to New Media, the story of the Mike O'Mara Show. Everyone here at the Mike O'Mara Show is proud and pleased to announce the publication of our new book, Open Mic. It's the true story of the Mike O'Mara Show and how it evolved from a terrestrial radio program to the popular podcast that you're listening to right now.
Right now.
Right now. The story is told by the people who lived it.
More dramatic, Mike, please.
The story is told. But, well, give me some dramatic music.
You
here.
need some dramatic music?
Here we go.
Excuse
All
me.
right.
Give me some dramatic music.
Okay, I need just but a moment.
All right, very good. It's the true story of the Mike O'Mara Show. How it evolved from terrestrial radio, the popular podcast you're listening to right now.
You got it.
And then we get to the real dramatic part.
Going to be
The real meat.
very dramatic.
I wish for more iPads and free Wi-Fi.
No,
No,
not that.
No, that's not dramatic.
That's more classy, isn't it?
It's got to be. Oh, that's John Facenda.
Yeah.
The story is told by the people who lived it. Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, Rob Spiewak, as well as interviews with radio executives, family members,
That might be a typo. I think it's radio executive.
news media, and fans, as told to the wonderful author, Michael Kelly.
He was wonderful.
It's available in paperback or for your Kindle at Amazon.com, or just click the link at MikeO'MaraShow.com. The book is a tale of reinvention, recalculation, and rebirth. If life has ever handed you lemons, make lemonade.
That's right.
It's not in the copy, but I said that anyway. It's the perfect book if you love TMOS, and it makes a wonderful gift for the TMOS fan in your life during birthday season.
It is officially birthday season.
Or for someone that you want to listen to TMOS. Order now, and you'll be ready for the book signing. That's coming up tomorrow night, June 26th, as the whole crew returns to our home away from home, Jimmy's Old Town Tavern. We'll be there from 6:30 till 8. Open mic, available at Amazon in paperback. And for your Kindle, please buy one of each. Thank you. So, Rob, I know you think I'm obsessed with haircuts, don't you?
Well, here's what I've known you for a long time, and one of the things you do, this has always been the way. You go out of town and you get your hair cut.
So true.
I've seen you do it in Vegas. I've
Yes.
seen you do it in Reno, Los Angeles,
Yeah.
New York City.
Right.
And you love telling me about it.
I got a haircut.
I think one of my favorite haircut stories, there was a day you had in Beverly Hills where you said, they took off my shirt and gave me an apron to wear.
They did.
Oh,
They did. Yeah.
wow. I've
yeah.
never been to a haircut
That
like
was
that.
a really, you go to a little closet and they give you the apron and you put on the smock.
Quick sidelight. That was the day that he bought a shirt at a men's store in Beverly Hills, and when he got back, he gave me the shirt because as he was leaving the store, they said, Dom DeLuise buys much of his clothes here.
Oh, man.
So I gave Rob the shirt.
Yes,
Yeah,
if he had tweezers, he would have handed it to me in tweezers. He said,
Dom
I am not wearing a
DeLuise.
Dom DeLuise shirt.
It was one of those times where you were skewing a little heavier than I was,
Exactly.
and the shirt was a little large for me, and I gave Rob the shirt,
Dom DeLuise
and I said, "This is a Dom DeLuise shirt, so wear it in good health." It's
You ain't the Oni.
so yesterday I came out of the building here, took a right turn, not the left,
Right.
because I remembered that there was a hair place.
Oh, I've never been to that hair place, but I've seen it.
next to the bagel joint.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
there's a hair
Yeah,
place
there's
there.
very attractive women that work there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Not at the bagel place, though.
Sure.
Oh, no?
Really?
No?
I will tell you that my initial impression of that particular salon
Yes.
is that it's been there for a very long time. And the employees that are there have been there for a very long time.
Do you
Wow.
think they were hot at one point?
Maybe I just see women
I
going
think
in
there
and
was
out of that
potential.
place.
Maybe the lady that was cutting my hair had been doing it for 27 years.
Okay.
So
I probably just see the ladies that get their hair done walking out.
Yeah.
well, let me mention that too, because
Yes.
the ladies that got their hair done, and I'm not exaggerating here, I felt like I was back home.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
The average age was about 75.
Well, I think
also
it's nice that they
daytime.
made you feel at home.
But the little Spitfire that cut my hair yesterday was right out of Ratatouille with her accent.
Really?
She had the most delightful, pure, almost cartoon-like French accent, and she was actually wearing a striped shirt like you would see. The only thing that was missing was the beret.
Yeah, like almost like the guy that would be on a small bicycle coming home with a loaf of French bread.
She was incredible, and she had these.
Do you think she put it on a little bit?
I don't think so. Because she
Wow.
was having conversations with everybody, and the English was good. She's been in this country for a long time, but it was like, well, I will see. Oh yes, okay, you there now.
She had the accent.
What you will have is you will put a product in your hair. When you are done, it will be fine. And I'm sitting there going, yeah. And then, of course, I always like to brag. So make it look good. I'm going to be on television tomorrow.
Such a dick.
Yeah. Well, I want to put the pressure on them so they pay attention.
Are you
know?
familiar with WTTG Fox 5?
I'm going to be on in the 10 o'clock hour tomorrow.
And then she said, do you know Tom Fitzsimmons?
Tom Fitzsimmons? I am a regular connoisseur of the Fitz file.
Did she say, Dom DeLuise used to get his hair cut here?
Dom DeLuise was here wearing a giant black shirt that later he gave to Rob Spiewak. Are you aware?
Sacre bleu! It is Tom Fitzgerald. I got
And
the name wrong.
You should be careful when you go on TV because the camera adds 20 pounds, and in your particular case, there is no more room. So you will not even fit on the screen, Shirley.
How much does a haircut down there cost?
It was $40.
$40.
How much is that in
average.
euros?
It was 50,000 euros.
That's not bad for this neighborhood.
And
really.
you know, these hair salons, they have a lot of people that were long in the tooth. They have the obligatory lady with the glasses around with the chain
Sure.
attached at the front desk, who was the grand dame and kind of bossing everywhere. You had very
Did
elderly.
she have an accent?
No, but you had very elderly shampoo ladies, and who were I'm not sure where they were from.
Mike,
I'm not sure the nationality.
Elderly-
Do we always have to categorize?
Yeah, what's a profile? and all that?
Elderly shampoo ladies with little to no feeling left in their fingers. From years and
man.
years. It was like having your head shampooed by a handful of hot
I
dogs.
forgot to tip her.
The shampoo lady?
man.
Yeah, I forgot to tip the shampoo.
You
Hey, Oscar,
jerk.
he forgot.
Yeah, he forgot.
to tip
Yeah,
her.
but I gave a great tip to the
Yeah, I'm
French
sure that
lady.
trickles down.
Yeah, she'll
That,
share.
I forgot. And then you had the man.
He told me this was all for me.
Yes.
Then you had the man that looked to be selling maybe jewelry there too. He had a
Oh,
little
trinkets.
He had a little corner of the salon where they had purses and costume jewelry, and he was wonderful.
Very nice.
He was very wonderful.
Did you get anything?
Yeah, I got
brooch?
I got a satchel.
You said, "Excuse me, I'm going on the television tomorrow. I was wondering if you had perhaps a brooch for me."
Something that'll sparkle.
No, it was great.
Do you have
I,
a cameo pendant?
She was very talented. I'm very happy with my haircut. I got a good haircut.
Good.
Here's the thing. I get haircuts until I'm happy with it. If I
You'll
don't get
go
it-
back?
So,
Oh, he would.
No. I mean, I went. I only had my haircut probably 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I went to a place that is near my home, and Carla didn't like that. So then we went to Sport Clips,
Oh, my
and
God.
and Sport Clips did not improve
No,
the
not
situation.
what we saw
they
that
take
was,
off
that
your-
was the when I got here. You
Yeah,
know
I
that.
was like,
And
oh, what
Do they
happened?
take your shirt and give you a smock at Sport Clips?
And by the way,
Give him a jersey.
Yeah.
Carla's and I hate to use my beloved sainted mother for comedy purposes, but Carla's comment about me when I blow dry my hair is that it looks like my mother's hair.
Oh, no.
Which she's 94.
Are you sure it wasn't a
she's
compliment?
94. It was.
Because
I'm I shouldn't say
you
that.
have, you know,
But she says that to me. And
you've
she
got a
knows
little
it gets to me.
You don't
she
look
knows
like
it gets to me because my mom say your hair tends to thin a little bit, get a little wispy when
Yeah.
you're in your 90s. And Carla was like throwing that out at me. So you got to get a haircut. It's looking like your mother's hair again.
You've
and
got
it's
a little
like,
elevation to
again.
your hair today.
Again.
Yeah. Still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again. Thank you. So I was
It's
on
a little fumpy.
definitely within a month, maybe a month and a week. I was on my third haircut.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're not really supposed to get. I think I
How
got
many
the
haircuts can you have before you just start shaving a bald?
Exactly.
Well,
and you
because
can do that yourself.
I need a little trim, is what I said.
Yeah, you do. That's why you went to the French lady.
So leading
Bet you
up
didn't
the-
look like your mom when you were getting some trim.
Thank you. Thank you for
Merci.
Bonjour. So I got it done, and I think I actually FaceTimed Carla, and I was showing her. I said, "What do you think? They did a pretty good job." And then I think the TV appearance, nobody's going to see the haircut.
Everyone will.
They're going to see the aqua-colored shirt that seriously looks like a movie theater screen.
I think it looks nice.
That's what sitting next to, and put me right next to between Annie Yu
Yeah.
and Allison. And
My favorite part of the show is when you actually took Annie Yu out of your shirt pocket.
and placed her right in her chair.
If Annie Yu had been a chocolate figurine, I would have eaten her. That didn't sound good either.
No, she's a little
Sounds fantastic.
But I wanted to say that I was thrilled with the final product, and the lady did the greatest job. I was very, very, very happy.
If you were to go back over there today,
Yes.
would you recognize the elderly shampoo lady with no feeling in her fingers?
Yes,
You should go over and give
Yeah.
her $5.
Like,
you
hey,
should
I
go
wasn't
over and
here
give her
yesterday.
$5.
I've got an appointment. I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay, I'll send Pony over there and do it.
You know what? But you know what? You would so genuinely
you'd feel great.
make her day, and you would get $40 of enjoyment out of that.
Well, I'm
$5.
not going to give her $20. I'll give her $5.
That's what I said.
I'll do it if Rob can't do it tomorrow.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Yay!
All right.
Oh, you're not.
Do you want to
Come
bring
on.
do you want to bring a tape recorder with you to
No,
record a
I don't
reaction?
want to bring a tape recorder.
I'll go in. I'll go in
No,
with the
no,
$5
I
and say,
will do that.
And say, look, Dom DeLuise forgot. he forgot.
This is from Dom DeLuise's bank.
You know what?
He forgot to tip me.
We could probably send Pony over there, but he's too scary busy.
He's very busy.
We're going to talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
That's all I'm hearing lately.
Well, he is busy.
As he sleepwalks through his life, I'm hearing,
He's
I'm
building
too busy.
a server.
And Mike, he's doing all that stuff, and he's doing it during birthday season.
We will come back, and I want to talk finally. We haven't had a chance to really even touch on it. I've been writing it down every single day. The World Cup.
Yes!
Because I feel a little bit manipulated. We'll tell you why when we come back.
Oh, my friend had asked me something they didn't understand.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by our Amazon page. It's hot, right? Whoa. Yes, it feels like summertime, and that's the best time to think Amazon. Summertime, sud time, fine time, fits time.
Hey, can I actually throw a bone to Amazon?
Yeah, sure.
We needed some wires to build our studio when we go up to Maine. I ordered them on Amazon. Not only were they a fraction of the cost of getting them in like a box store,
right?
They came to my house in 30 hours.
That's pretty good stuff.
Wow.
They are sitting on my table at home. I couldn't believe it was when I got the box. I said, I have no idea what this is because it can't be the wires yet.
Yeah.
And it was. They turned it around in one day.
Do you have a beach towel?
I do.
You have a Batman cowl?
I do.
You have some meds for your irritable bowel?
Actually, I'm going to the doctor for that today.
Amazon has it. Is that acting up again?
No, I just need a refill.
A refill?
Yeah, I don't want to cause any problems in Maine.
So gross. Anyway.
You have a toilet brush up there?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
You can get a toilet brush at
We have
Amazon.
limited toilet facilities.
I know, as do I.
How about a gas grill, a pickles of dill, a plastic duck bill, a CD by Vince Gill, a windowsill? Do they really sell windowsills on Amazon?
Of course, anything for a window treatment.
Amazon has you covered. You'll even find a garden tool, a swimming pool, a Halloween gill. Keep your cool. You'll find it all at Amazon. Amazon, go to MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon, or just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the Amazon.
Yeah.
That's what I do, and we get credit every time you buy something on Amazon. We don't remind you enough that that is the #1 way to support the show. I know you say, well, you read that all the time. No, the fact is we don't specify that that's how you help our show. So thank you very much. World Cup fever.
Yes.
Okay. I want to be careful. I know Oscar is a huge soccer fan.
Chess.
And
we met most of his team yesterday at the WJFK studios. Apparently, he runs around with all the producers over there.
I'm watching the people on Fox 5 this morning riff on the World Cup. And it's obvious that they don't know, like most Americans, they don't know the rules about elimination. You hear things like, if the teams tie, then one team will advance, the other team won't. And
are there specific rules of elimination when we get to the house in Maine?
Like who gets to sleep on the porch?
Yeah, no, as far as the toilet. You were talking about limited facilities.
The elimination. So the rules are a little convoluted. Would I be accurate in saying that?
The tournament rules are. I mean, as far as
tournament rules
the
for the World Cup.
Compared to our traditional sports here in the States, yes, we don't really look at ties unless you're in hockey, and it's random at best.
Sure.
And you have a winner. You will go into overtime, and you'll have a shootout, and for soccer.
In hockey, a tie is a point.
Yes.
And then you can go to overtime and get the extra point.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So you go through there's different variables. But traditionally for basketball and football, the major sports, you have overtime.
Yeah.
And then you eventually have a winner.
Nationals played, I think, a 16-inning game last night.
So you go back to hockey, you go back to soccer, and you talk about points. A win is 3 points. A tie gets you a point. Same situation.
Now, this is a particular tournament. Is this standard across all soccer or just for this tournament?
It depends on which league you're playing.
Okay.
But there are points in soccer, and the points add up, and they, as far as the World Cup is concerned, that differential could decide if you go or if you go home or if you stay and play.
All right. Explain to me this discussion that I hear all the time about the United States and Germany.
Tomorrow, baby.
Where they
Noon.
may have brokered a deal with each other.
That if they tie, they both advance.
They both advance with a tie. That to me is just incredible.
I don't think that's going to happen. That's wishful thinking. If they both say,
but
okay, we're going to tie.
And besides, why would we trust the Germans?
Great call, Rob. So if they tie according to
Maybe you should not kick the ball into
So,
the net.
because you're affected by other, for example, because you're affected by other games being played, right?
Jawohl.
So if you tie, maybe that gives Germany the best opportunity to play a lesser opponent. But if they lose or win, then it'll give them a greater opponent, depending on where they land.
And the same thing goes for the,
For the U.S.
United
If
States.
U.S. doesn't tie or win, they're not going.
Okay, so as what I wanted to ask about was the honor system.
Yes.
As far as, is there an honor code there? I would think that
No.
every single time you go out and you're playing another team, you're playing to win because that's
You
the
want to
honor
play
code.
to win.
And is there any scenario when winning wouldn't help you? No, winning is always going to help you, right?
No, not always, because if you win, depending on what's going on in the other classes, so you've got A, B, C, D, and G,
Sure.
E, F, G. You're sitting there looking at these groups. You're like, okay, if we win and this other team is scheduled to win and they're going to move forward, do I face a greater opponent in the next round? What's going to be the easiest road to the World Cup finals?
I see.
Right.
So you have to decide how you're going to play that. Now, for the United States, because they tied the game this past weekend.
It would have been a totally different story for the United States if they had beaten Portugal.
If they beat Portugal, this game would have kind of been a non-factor.
Okay.
They could have lost. They could have tied. They wouldn't have to win. Now they have to tie or win to even move forward to the next round.
All right, I want to talk about the idea that's been thrown out there about this. They've mentioned TV ratings,
Yes.
but
massive.
I don't
worldwide too.
trust it. Because for years and years and years, we have been hearing stories about Major League Soccer in the United States. It's not as popular.
I have a theory.
And but hold on, I feel played.
And you should.
To a certain extent, I feel played. I feel as though the great sports power brokers have gotten together and said, we have a new money-making opportunity if we create the illusion that this sport is super, super hot. And they're talking about all the bars being filled up with people watching the World Cup. They're talking about the TV ratings being off the chart. But at the same time, I'm saying to myself, this is the first World Cup that I ever remember getting this kind of buzz, and that makes me feel like I'm being manipulated.
I think you are, and I think it's a two-pronged attack. First of all, because it is big and there is money to be made, I think the media is really giving us more of a dose than we
the
deserve.
U.S. is doing fairly well.
And the U.S. is doing well. But also, this is a sport that is foreign, no pun intended, to so many people in the United States, that they're jumping in and they're participating. And this is the first World Cup that I remember that has been really, really championed by social media.
Right.
And people love being a part of the story.
So you think there's an element of this that is real?
I do. I do, and I think
because-
social media is
Let
part
me,
of
let
it.
me and I'll let you
Okay.
talk, Oscar, because I want to hear what your opinion
Well,
is of
mine
this.
have nothing to do with X's and O's.
Okay, but here's the way I look at it. You hear, oh, it's World Cup fever. People are going crazy. Well, I was watching it the other day because I bought into a little bit of the hype, and I watched the last 10 minutes of Portugal United
Sure.
States the other night. But at the same time, you see this, and I'm watching the analysis, and I think I'm like a lot of other Americans that I'm like, I don't get it.
Right.
I don't get it. I mean, my nephew played at a high level college program, so I know the game of soccer. But the fact is, I feel like this is manufactured, much like, believe it or not, back in the day, I felt like the NFL was a manufactured. Oh, it's the greatest. It's hype.
But
It's hype. It's hype.
we're clearly wrong because
Yeah.
it's a powerhouse.
No,
the NFL.
but it wasn't always the powerhouse that it is
And
today.
I don't
also,
think people-
you can sort of build a powerhouse by telling people it's a
Hey, no,
powerhouse
the numbers-
until it's
the
a
numbers
powerhouse.
don't- the numbers don't lie. The numbers
no,
don't
but
lie.
Oscar, but the numbers weren't always there. What he's saying and
What's
what I'm
changed-
saying is I always have believed, especially with the NFL, you have the absolute perfect delivery system for advertising. And that, above all else, is why the NFL is where
I
it is
don't
today.
disagree with you. Though, what you guys are missing out is that there's more of me. And by me, I mean Latinos in this country now.
Right.
And they love soccer.
So that might
and
be one
since
of the
we're
reasons
taking
that it's
over the population because we fornicate like bunnies.
Right.
There's more eyeballs out there
Okay.
watching soccer or football.
His
That's
name-
what it is.
his
Our
name is Oscar
That
Rabbit.
population is growing.
True enough.
Exploding.
Right.
Look at the latest census.
Um,
There's more of us out there making sure that more of you guys are aware and watching.
But that is also allowing the sport to envelop us more and spread out. And you know what? People love it's as old as anything. It's as old as dirt. People want to be a part of the next big thing.
Have you ever watched a soccer game in its entirety?
No, I haven't watched any of the World Cup.
I've watched. I was in Ireland, and I went into a pub in Ireland, and it was stone silence. And I watched an entire game. I remember it was the Irish national team against Holland, and I watched all of it, and I got it to a certain degree. I understood it. So I'm just curious how much you think it is legitimate, and you're saying you think it's just because the people.
It's the World Cup. It's the people, and it's also, if I take myself out of my little sandbox where my dad's watching every game, I'm watching as many games as I can. This country is.
And you play the game. You should mention that.
It's full of immigrants.
Right.
So whether you're, American and born here, or you're first generation from Germany, or you're first generation from Portugal,
right,
or you have family in Brazil, like you want to, it's different when you're watching your country play, like the Olympics.
Right.
You have connections. You may be American. I root for the U.S., don't get me wrong, but if Bolivia was playing, not against the U.S., but if Bolivia was playing, I would root for Bolivia.
Do you remember?
The Olympics are a big deal.
Do you remember?
The Olympics.
You?
Sorry.
Do you?
But all those points you can't. I mean, they're solid points.
Do you remember any other time? Is this the most hype you've ever seen for the World Cup?
This is the most hype I've ever seen. And
I'm curious
I've
why
been to
that
World
is.
Cups.
I'm curious why now, because everything you say about more eyes on it, the Latino population, that existed the last time we had a World Cup. Why now? Is it a different TV contract? Is that what it is?
At the level it does now.
You're hearing more about it. Now, the guys aren't household names.
During the day on NBC, even during football season, you'll take a Saturday, right? If they don't have a college football game,
right,
they'll play like European League soccer on NBC, on American sports.
Nesson has Manchester United, and so that's John Henry's team.
Yeah, they'll play like the Barclays League on NBC. That's network television. So is it ever going to surpass hockey and baseball in this country? No, probably not for 20 years, but it's going to become more popular.
Okay.
And I really think it's a population. I was down
but do you
at a bar around the corner watching the U.S. play.
Around here, I should point out, on my walk downtown and coming back, you've got a couple of bars that have chalkboards out in front of them, and they're listing the games that they are showing inside.
And the D.C. area proper was the highest rated for viewers, this metro area, of the World Cup in the entire nation.
But to speak to what Mike said at the front, do you think some of this excitement, and there is an excitement, it's palpable, but do you think some of it is manufactured by the media because they've got their finger on the pulse of what they think is
let me get back to that and why I say that. Because sometimes, look, there are a few facts here that I want to make sure everybody understands. I am not slamming the World Cup. I am not slamming the sport of soccer. I understand it. I frankly think it's an enjoyable sport to watch. I like watching soccer. I actually like watching it. I think that a lot of people, first of all, if you enjoy it, just let people enjoy it.
Sure.
Okay? But at the same time, I feel about this soccer coverage the way I feel about the local coverage of the Washington Redskins, where every television station, every anchor, even though they don't really get it, they've got to give it that due.
Yeah.
And it's just phony. And it's, they'll sit there and go, well, everybody's going to be watching the game. Who's playing? It's that kind of phoniness that I can't stand.
And people are following it. And most people haven't played soccer. That's fair. And so if a producer's telling you to talk about it, you're going to try and fake it.
Well, right now, I will tell you this. Right now, with the USA doing what they're doing, and with the television coverage they're getting,
and the ratings overall, and those ratings,
and then
you throw in
a controversy like the biting dude.
Oh yeah,
the guy from is it Uruguay?
Luis Suarez.
Luis Suarez.
Do you want to hear the tape? I actually have it right here.
Oh yeah, play the tape of Luis Suarez.
A clash inside the penalty area involving Chiellini. It's also left his Uruguayan opponent Suarez clutching his face.
What's Chiellini claiming here? Dare I say it, that he's had a little bite at Chiellini.
Surely not again. Surely not again. The head certainly went in Chiellini's direction. Well, if that was a bite, and we've yet to see conclusive proof, then that's the third time that Luis Suarez has committed that particular crime. Once in Holland, where he became known quickly as the cannibal, and then more famously against Branislav Ivanovic of Chelsea in an EPL game.
I wish to register a complaint about this parrot.
Do you believe that?
I also believe, Rob, we if we can get some background crowd sounds, we
Yes.
have the vignette for tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely.
The three of us will be the three-man booth. Oh no, he's done it again.
The third time.
He's removed his leg and he is chewing on it.
The cannibal.
The player from Bolivia has pulled out a gas can
dear
and a
Suarez.
box of matches.
Suarez has had a bit of a bite. Oh no, that's happening right now. So you throw that in. That can do nothing but raise the profile.
Exactly.
Let me ask you one last
Yes.
question about this. Do you see this dropping off the face of the earth as soon as the United States is eliminated?
My friends that are soccer fans now
Yeah.
were soccer fans before.
Right. Like my brother-in-law.
Yeah, people that I meet at a bar that are just into that, and you can tell when you go to a soccer game, you can tell who's there just to get effed up and be part of the party.
Well,
and
it's a party, yeah.
And but who's
It's amazing that we're going to Maine, and the person that has more in common with all of my family than me is my Bolivian friend, Oscar.
Exactly.
And then the other guy.
Actually, Mike, you'll be coming home after a week. Oscar will be staying up
He'll
for
be
the
staying for the whole month.
The gals and girls that are into the game, they
Gals and girls?
Yeah, you don't. I mean, the guys and gals. You know what I mean.
Damn it!
Yeah. I don't even have to say it anymore. They are watching that screen like they're watching like a surgery. Like
Right.
they are there. They can't even. You don't want to talk to somebody. The servers even know.
Is there a day game today? Is there a day game today?
It's Thursday.
Thursday's a day
Yeah,
game?
tomorrow.
Day
at
baseball.
noon.
At noon?
Yes. Can we record early and then go to the town hall or at the street?
No, because tomorrow I'm collecting everybody and I'm getting ready for my chuck wagon to go north.
Chuck wagon!
Because I've got to bring the caravan. I've got to bring the caravan. I'm going out west, they'd
Yeah.
say. And I got to do. I'd love to.
Can we get lunch at least?
Well, yeah, we can get. Well, no,
We've
because
got two.
Carla's going to be. She's coming back tonight.
No.
She's coming back tonight.
And also, Oscar, we got two to do.
Two to do. All right. Well, again,
Two to do.
can we at least put it on in the background?
The soccer game?
Yes.
Of course.
Mike, if you've ever
Absolutely.
wanted me to not be distracted during a show, the way to do it is to put soccer on the television. I'll be so focused on you.
I
But
think
there's a
you
game
couldn't
while we're
get
in Maine.
The biter, the swat. Oh yeah, of course. And
Yes.
that's a big deal up there. Now, do you think it's 40-1 for the United States, right, to win the World Cup?
41. They could probably tie with Germany the way that they've been playing, but we'll knock on wood. We'll see what
Who is the
happens.
best team right now? Who is favored
Germany.
to win now?
Brazil and Germany were favored beforehand.
And Brazil is still in the hunt, right?
Brazil's still in the
and
hunt.
Germany is still in the
Yes.
hunt. So Germany might kick our ass tomorrow.
I mean, they've beat a team 5-1 already.
Is tomorrow at 1 o'clock the game?
It's at noon.
At noon?
High noon.
Oh, see, I'd love to watch that.
It'll be
yeah.
on.
I just gotta realize, how long is the game? Like 2.5 hours?
It's 45 minutes each half, so 90 minutes.
90 minutes?
Yeah.
The math checks out.
Let me think
Thanks,
about
Rob.
it. Let me think of it.
Appreciate that.
What time can we tape tomorrow? I'm just kinda
I'd
curious.
love to do it earlier.
I'd love
the
to get up
better.
at 4 o'clock again this week. So,
Rob, all right. I don't know. I think it's something we might want to
look,
do.
Yeah,
you want
well,
to shoot for a
address.
10 o'clock start?
10 o'clock start
What
tomorrow.
about 9:30?
What about it? Let's do 9:30.
Do you want to do 9:30?
Absolutely.
All right. And then let me see. 3. No, because I got to be out there for. I just got a lot of things.
We can
on my
have a
plate.
quick lunch.
Huh? All right.
A quick lunch.
Let's go
So
to the
I'll
protein
watch
bar.
an hour of it.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
And you
All
can
right.
see the crowd that comes in. You'll be able to talk about it.
Yeah, and
It'll
you
be good
can
for the
listen
show.
to it on the radio.
Well, either way, we'll start at 9:30.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll do that. We'll start at 9:30, and it's World Cup fever. And what are the odds of the United States beating Germany? Is it
Last I checked, it was 10-1.
10-1 that they can even beat Germany?
Yes, and then I saw an odds maker had it 5-2 for a tie, so they're better than they were before.
how long does the tournament go on?
It'll be done in 2 weeks.
And it's every 2 years?
It's every 4 years.
Every 4 years,
Yeah.
like a
All right.
presidential election.
All right, so World Cup fever,
Yes.
catch it. Anyway,
Well
we'll
done.
see what happens. So, the
Thanks for
last thing-
faking it.
Last
Big
thing
sell.
before we go to break here is the Mike O'Mara stock tip of the day. Do you have any music for that? The
I
Mike
can
O'Mara stock
find
tip
you
of the
some,
day.
sure.
I'm absolutely working him like a beast
Love
today.
it. Love it.
The Mike O'Mara stuff, maybe that typewriter music.
Yeah.
And this absolutely, totally random thought popped into my brain.
Is it at your financial corner?
It's Mike O'Mara's stock tip of the day.
I thought it
you
was
can
Mike
call
O'Mara's dollars and cents.
It's dollars and cents. Your money. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, now for Your Money with Mike O'Mara. Hi, everybody. As you know, I am a certified financial analyst.
Right.
And I know how to pick stocks. My stock tip today, Hershey.
Really?
I thought about it. You know, I was thinking about if you had invested 35, 40 years ago in the Hershey candy, in that corporation, candy will never go out of style.
Oh, wow, at $97 a share.
Are you listening, Sam Thomas?
Jeez.
Candy.
Yeah.
And you could also...
Does it have to be Hershey? Could it be M&M Mars?
It could be M&M Mars.
Could it be Wonka, which is under the Quaker umbrella?
Well, no, you don't want to go under the umbrella because you want to pick the...
Pure candy.
The parent company is
okay,
what you
then
want
Quaker.
to do.
How about Ghirardelli?
Rob, you're getting your candy lust in the way of my stock tip.
Mike.
Yes, go ahead.
5 years ago, if you would have invested in Hershey, you would have bought it at $37. Today, it's worth $97.
There you go.
So maybe, you know what? I don't want to be a naysayer, but maybe is Hershey a stock of the past? What about Just Born of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania? They make the Easter Peeps.
What were you doing?
You're such a
What were you doing in 1988?
1988?
Anything in a skirt.
Getting married.
On that note, enough. That's my stock of the day. Buy candy stock. You'll do very well.
$1.40 in 1988.
Yeah, and what's it valued at now?
$97.19.
Really?
Yeah.
See, candy sells.
Candy.
Baby. It never goes away. Yeah, there's always going to be candy. We'll take a break. Come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, you're welcome.
I'm Oscar Santana.
And I'm Todd Moore, and we're trying to bridge the gap between entertainment and
technology.
And we're doing it right now.
Yes, and we're much better than Rob Spiewak.
F you, Rob.
Listen to Tech 4-in-1. It's available on MikeO'MaraShow.com or find us on iTunes. Just search
for Tech 4-in-1 Show.
More Broadcasting. For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. I used to think that you needed a small fortune to effectively market your business. Not so, my friend.
No.
Vistaprint.com has everything you need to get the word out about your products and your services at prices that you will absolutely love. For a limited time only, just for our listeners, 250 high-quality premium cards, just $10, shipping included. So it's okay if you don't have a large marketing budget to spend on cards. Vistaprint allows you to order their quality cards at low everyday prices. In fact, they have a low price guarantee for their premium business cards. So if you're not happy, they're not happy. You can call them up, and they will make it right. If you can't imagine it, Vistaprint can make it happen. Don't delay. Order your 250 high-quality premium business cards for just $10, shipping included. Go to Vistaprint.com and put our promo code in there, TMOS. You put it in the cart when you check out to get this great offer. We have all design cards from Vistaprint. We love it. Everyone in this room has them. 250 cards for only $10 at Vistaprint.com, and we thank you for patronizing Vistaprint, everybody.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need, a comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
Gary Oldman has apologized for defending fellow actors Mel Gibson and Alec Baldwin from critics for their controversial remarks about Jews and gays. Did you hear about this?
I did not know this.
Yeah.
He did an interview in Playboy magazine.
Commissioner Gordon, right, Oscar?
And
yes.
It sounded to me like a bitter old guy. It's like, what's all the fuss about? Everybody does it. The only problem, he did it during a formal interview setting with Playboy magazine. He writes, I am deeply remorseful that comments I recently made in the Playboy interview were offensive to many Jewish people, Oldman wrote. He wrote an open letter to the Anti-Defamation League late Tuesday. Upon reading my comments in print, I see how insensitive they may be and how they may indeed contribute to the furtherance of a false stereotype. Somebody got to Gary because Gary
doesn't sound like something you would just come up with on the top of your head.
Well, in the interview in Playboy, Oldman said that Gibson got drunk and said a few things, but we've all said those things. We're all effing hypocrites. That's what he said.
He's been there.
He said he didn't blame Baldwin for using the slur because somebody bothered him. Here it is. If you read the comments by Gary Oldman,
right,
here's where he goes wrong. And you cannot say we've all done that.
You never can.
That's like saying they all behave like this. So the very fact that he is defending Mel Gibson and saying we've all said those things is furthering the stereotype. Now, would I say that many people tend to be hypocrites when it comes to politically incorrect speech?
Sure.
That is absolutely true. that there are people
we've all
that
been
say,
there.
"Oh, I am shocked that people," and they've probably done it, but
No
it's
one's
not
perfect.
But it's not everyone.
You're right. You can't ever say that.
Everyone doesn't say the N-word.
No.
Everyone doesn't say anti-Semitic slurs all the time.
Or homophobic
But a
slurs.
lot of people, I'll tell you something, what he should have said is a lot of people that feign outrage are people that have done that type of
course.
thing. He did not, and this is kind of, it's not a deep concept, but the fact is, the way he defended Mel Gibson and Alec Baldwin, and Alec Baldwin used the F word for gay, the gay slur, the way he defended them only perpetuated the stereotype and the label of bigot for these guys.
Exactly.
So, Gary, shut your mouth. Anyway, Paul McCartney says he's feeling fab and ready to rock and roll, Rob. The 72-year-old former Beatle posted a brief YouTube video Tuesday night saying he's recovered from a virus that forced him to cancel shows
I
in
have his
Japan.
tape if you want to hear it.
I am stunned that you have his tape.
He actually sounds like he's 25 years old again. He sounds great.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? Yeah, listen, everybody's been asking me how I feel. I feel great. Thank you very much for asking. Hey, listen, this is just also a note to say that the dates that was postponed, the concerts and the shows, have been rescheduled for September and October. So come and see us then. We'll come and see you. Feeling great, rocking and rolling. Yeah.
I would cross the country to see that man
Makes you
again.
feel a little better that a guy like that with his entire fortune can't get the right mic.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like he's in a bathroom right now. What is he doing?
Hello, this is Paul McCartney. Please join me on the Rob and Joe Show. Eli Wallach. Eli Wallach, I remember this guy.
Of course.
An early practitioner of method acting. One of the originals. He made a lasting impression as the scuzzy bandit Tuco in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
He died on Tuesday at the ripe old age of 98. Wallach appeared on the big screen well into his 90s. He was in The Ghostwriter. He was in Oliver Stone's Wall Street sequel and other films. And he said it's what he wanted to do all his life, and he did it well. Really, safe travels, Eli Wallach.
Do you think, I was trying to figure it out today, do you think he was the bad or the ugly?
He was a little bit of both.
Yeah, it
man.
was a good mix.
He's such a great character.
Yep.
If you've never seen that Clint Eastwood movie, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, he is phenomenal.
You know, I was going to use this in the vote, but do you want to hear Eli Wallach, the final line in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Because it's pretty great. Here he is.
Hey, blood! You know what you are! Just a dirty son of a...
So cool.
That's an original right there, boy.
Excellent actor.
A woman was arrested Saturday after deputies say she left her 2 young children in her car while she went shopping at the Todd Adult Superstore.
It's amazing.
I don't know where.
Todd's in San Francisco.
I don't know if it's because I've got an 11-month-old, but seeing some of these, there's that guy that got booked for murder down there in Atlanta.
It's happening more for some reason.
It kills me. I had to.
It's depressing.
And by the way, who is the? You guys probably don't know this. There's Nancy Grace, and then there's that Nancy Grace wannabe. That lady that looks like a brunette Nancy Grace, and she's got the same round face and bug eyes, and she's on headline news.
I don't know.
She does a show, and her show, it was so distasteful, discussing the demise of this particular child that they accused the father of murder of, that I had to turn it off. Speaking of this lady, about 9:30, passerby saw the children, waited by the car for 20 minutes before calling deputies. Deputies arrived, found children's ages 1 and 3 in the car. The doors were locked, engine was running. Let me see. The deputies said she told the deputies she made a stupid mistake and she wasn't booked. But parents,
still, come on,
doing
guys.
this to go in and do that. And I still, have we gotten any more information on the father that was booked for murder? Because something apparent.
I saw that story yesterday.
I don't know what the cops are doing in this situation, but they're playing it really coy. And I'll tell you something. This guy better be guilty. Because the way they are handling this, and they have turned this man into the monster of monsters, and this better be an ironclad case, because you know what? I was watching some of the analysis about this yesterday, where they're saying, well, you get into the car, you can see the car seat from every angle. You stupid ass. Every parent that's ever left their kid in a car by accident could see the car seat.
Exactly.
It's a forgetting thing. Your mind gets distracted. It's like when you're on a highway and you're driving along and you lose track of time. I do not condone it.
No.
I think it's absolutely horrific. But if it's an accident, it's an accident. And I'd like to know more, because what I'm hearing are little tidbits where the police officers are saying, we're not really sure, but it's one of the most horrible things I was ever aware of. What? That the father purposefully left his kid in the car?
Yeah.
I don't.
They
I'd
don't
like to
know
know
yet.
more about
They don't
this.
know.
Well, they know enough. The police know enough that they have booked the guy. And I'm very curious because it's just, oh, God, as a parent, that just rips you in half.
Heartbreaking.
It's terrible. Memphis zoo officials have banned a woman after saying she climbed over a barrier to the enclosure where lions are kept and tried to feed them cookies.
Oh, of course. Well, that's what you do at the zoo.
The unidentified woman's actions were reported by other zoo patrons who saw her jump the barrier and heard her singing to the animals.
Singing.
After the barrier, only wire separates guests from the lions inside the enclosure. Zoo spokeswoman Abby Dane told Memphis station WMC-TV that the woman's behavior was dangerous for her and the lions.
Did you hear what the zookeeper had to say?
What did he say?
He said,
"Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Scott Shannon.
Thank you very
I am
much.
a professionally trained radio DJ.
Thank you. She said the woman won't be allowed back into the facility. That was her punishment? Okay. I'm glad they kept her away.
Sing to the lions.
It was pretty heartbreaking when the U.S. gave up that last-minute tying goal to Portugal on Sunday. But for one guy, it was almost bone-breaking.
How?
Eric Corey is president of the Miami chapter of a soccer fan club called the American Outlaws.
I'm a member.
So he's a super fan. And he was watching the game at a bar in Miami. We're not sure how old he is. He looks like he's in his 30s. Anyway, right before the goal... Eric was leading the whole bar in a chant.
Of course.
Then when Portugal scored, he flipped out and he fell backward through a second-story window.
Oh,
That's horrible.
Jeez. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Where's the crash sound? Jesus. Thank you very much. There are a bunch of photos of him being rescued. Luckily, he landed on an awning. And he wasn't seriously
Like a
hurt.
Three Stooges short.
That is awesome.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
My life is over.
Oh, Portugal. Oh, Jesus, help me. All right, and now a little something. Facebook just keeps finding new ways to take down idiot criminals. 26-year-old Nicholas Wigg of South St. Paul, Minnesota, broke into a guy's house last week, stole cash, credit cards, some keys. He didn't steal the computer, though, but he logged onto it.
Oh, my God, no.
And more importantly, he didn't bother to log out of Facebook.
Oh, no.
Just checking to see if I got any messages.
So when the guy who lived there got home, he found Nick logged into Facebook, sent the info along to the cops. They arrested Nick. He's been charged with felony burglary. He could get up to 10 years in prison, all because he didn't log out of Facebook. Remember to unfriend and block all criminals, but Rob can still wish them happy birthday. We'll take a break and come back with the Audio Vault with Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show while you enjoy the song stylings of Mr. Stevie Wonder as we broadcast live from Wisconsin Avenue right here in the heart of the nation's capital.
You really love me. Tell me.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of the program is brought to you by our book signing.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, we are all going to be out at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern in scenic, beautiful Herndon, Virginia. Join us. We'll be there from 6:30 p.m. till 8 p.m. The fun begins when you arrive. There's going to be a game, right?
Yeah.
So probably people will all torqued up by the time we get there.
Jimmy loves soccer.
Don't miss your chance to get... He loves the Buffalo soccer team. Don't miss your chance to get your book signed and hang with your favorite podcast pals, authors. And before you ask us, yes, we will autograph your Kindles. See you there. That's a book signing. We're all going to be at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern tomorrow night, 6:30 till 8. And then I go to Maine after that.
Yes.
Jimmy's Old Town Tavern, Spring Street in Herndon, Virginia. Without further ado, let's open up the Audio Vault for today, Wednesday, June 25, 2014.
It went well yesterday. Let's have another visit to the Sad Dog Diary, Mike.
Oh, very good.
Today,
Okay.
the Sad Dog Diary talks about humping.
Dear Diary, this is the 733rd day that I have tried to test what Kat swore to me was true. Namely, that if you hump anything long enough, you will find a vagina. So far, the results have been mixed. My dearest human's leg vagina has not revealed itself. However, I'm almost certain that I felt something on the brown teddy bear. More tests are needed.
Tune in tomorrow with another visit to the Sad Dog Diary.
Sad Dog Diary.
Lindsay Zarniak, a friend of the show in the past, now moved on to much bigger and better things.
Sweetheart.
She's at ESPN, and she was talking about, you know how we have the racing presidents here
Yes.
for our games? At the Brewers, they have the racing sausages.
Okay, you know, you've almost written it already.
And I just think Lindsay might want to have someone proofread her copy.
The Brewers own the best record in baseball.
Yep.
They are second in the majors, yes, in batting average and home runs. And they hit a home run every day with their sausages.
And so there you have it. Mike, do you know where you were 5 years ago this very afternoon? It's a day I remember actually pretty clearly.
Playing with my sausage.
No, you were not. We were actually on the air at JFK, and the story started to trickle in. Today's the 5th anniversary of the death of Michael Jackson.
Okay, wow. How long ago?
5 years.
5 years? Wow.
And a lot of people are playing. So I want to play just a snippet of this. This is really cool. This is the original demo of his song Working Day and Night from the Off the Wall album. You can hear him kind of working it out. He's got the bass line. And Quincy Jones produced this.
Hit machine.
Yep.
You know, it's like being a disc jockey and getting to hear something like this for the first time, and everybody knew.
Yeah.
You hear 5 seconds of it. You hear that bass riff, and you go, "Oh my God, this is going to be another monster." And he had there were one after the other.
There was, I think, 5 on Off the Wall, 9 off Thriller.
Amazing.
And just keep in mind, folks, there was a time when Off the Wall didn't exist.
Yeah.
This
Right.
song wasn't there. It is
Right.
now a part of our landscape. So it just amazed me. 5 years.
Probably, everybody says Thriller, but I think Off the Wall, my favorite Michael Jackson.
I agree.
album.
Not the biggest hit, but the best album.
Best dance records, too.
Oh,
I mean,
so
absolutely.
I have to download it.
Yep.
Really, you don't have it?
No.
Maybe
All I know is Thriller.
Schmob might have it. Conan last night, bless his heart. Is there anything better than something like this World Cup and having it covered by Triumph, the insult comic dog?
Oh, fantastic. I didn't hear this.
So they sent Triumph off to a bar.
Tens of thousands of Africans, Europeans, and South Americans are converging in Brazil to create a flash mob of horrible BO. Everyone is cheering their countries in their favorite sport. The rest of the world calls it football. In America, we call it a waste of time. I feel. You have to love soccer. The excitement of minimal contact, the thrill of low scoring. If you like watching porn in reverse, this sport is for you.
You want a little more?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. As soon as the teams are done jogging and warming up, they are going to start the game. Oh, wait. I've just been informed that this is the game, and I've actually been watching soccer for the past 2 hours. Apologies for any confusion.
All right, one more. Conan and the insult comic dog Triumph.
I think I see soccer as a metaphor for your life. Little or no goals. You're drinking in a bar in the middle of the day. When did you two realize that you didn't have any goals?
He's still got it. Yep. He's still got it. He's shaking like that.
Everything you've ever tried to kick is your addiction to Halloween candy.
Love it. He could be on every night as far as I'm
I could
concerned.
watch that. That, to me, is one of the greatest things ever created on late-night television.
Wired magazine enlisted Jerry Seinfeld to do a small video on cyber etiquette. Take notes, Mike, and you too can be polite.
From Amy, Cleveland, misspelled, Ohio. Dear Mr. Wonderful, if someone posts about a death in their family, is it appropriate to like the post? Yes. Yes, death is not 100% bad. We need the room. From Marcus, Burbank, California, is it okay to video a concert with my iPad?
I love this.
Sure, go ahead. So you won't enjoy the concert and you won't enjoy the video, so you'll have negated everything.
It's actually pretty smart.
That's funny.
And, it's always gutsy, Mike, when you make a joke about current events, like Adolf Hitler.
I was doing some historical research earlier today. When I say Adolf Hitler, bad guy. Turned out he was delinquent in his income taxes. He owed over $3 million in taxes.
No.
Yep. Boy, you think you know somebody.
I'm telling you.
Not only that, but he was forced to sell his NBA team.
That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. Got to get out of here. I want to remind everybody, tomorrow we'll have the mailbag at the beginning of the show. We have a new retooled, reimagined, and reinvented Thursday mailbag for you. No longer is it tedious. It's hot now.
It is red hot.
If you want to send us an email and you want to get it on the radio, send it to rob@MikeO'MaraShow.com. Remember, that's rob@MikeO'MaraShow.com. And don't forget the extra B that stands for Best Mailbag Ever. Also, buy our book, Open Mic, and come out and see us at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern tonight. We'll be out there
Tomorrow.
at 6:30 tomorrow. That's right. Tomorrow. That's right. Tomorrow, 6:30 till 8. Go USA. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.